Hello friends, it's Kathy Clement with Kathy by Design. Welcome to Make and Take Tuesday. This is the week when we make our February birthday card of the month, and I pulled together a bunch of cute little stuff here. I have some leftover pieces of paper. I thought we would do like a little scrappy card from the Photoplay So Lovely collection. Just all kinds of little bits and bobs here. I have the Hello Lovely stamp set. I have some of the My Color cardstock. This one nice, really big piece. So let's take a look at what we're going to make, friends. Here is this adorable 4¼ by 8½ Slimline birthday card folio. And I've used some really sweet tulle and butterflies and a little cupcake and flowers and this little glitter globe from Reneabouquets. And this is a vintage image I found in my stash. Really reasonable ribbon, shimmer satin, and I just love the way this turned out. Now you will notice in the video that the cover is slightly different than what I do in the tutorial, and this is a tip. I walked away, I finished this, I walked away, I came in the next morning and I went, I don't like this. So I removed the big bow from here and just put the button down. And if you ever have to do that, just take your heat gun and for a few seconds soften up that hot glue, then lift. I wanted the yellow button though, so I put the yellow button there and I moved the globe over here, and I like this much better. It's a little bit cleaner. It's not as busy. Still got lots going on, but not as busy. So I thought I would point that out before we get started. Hang on, the tutorial comes up next, and we will make this scrappy little birthday card together. I have an 8½ by 11 sheet of white dove cardstock from Michael's Recollections line. And I have scored this at 4¼ 4½, 8¾ and 9. We're going to make a slimline card. I haven't made one in ages. And I looked at this pieces of paper that I had, and I thought, well, this says slimline card to me. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold on these scored lines to make our card base. This is going to have a little flap page, and it's going to have an inside pocket. So I've added a spine on each side to give it a little dimension. And we might even do a ribbon closure to make this really fancy. And then going through my stash the other day, I found this adorable birthday sheet from Red Lead Paperworks. And I love this little girl in the hat. It's perfect for birthday. So we're going to use that image. There are certain challenges that I enjoy when it comes to crafting. And one of those is using up the last little bits of a paper collection. And sometimes it's really hard. Like, do you ever have those collections that you feel like this is the collection that will not die? And it's not that you hate it, it's that you love it and you've used it over and over and over again. Well, this Hello Lovely from Photoplay is that. Last week or the week before, I did a make a stack, and this is the little remnants that I had left from that. So we have to get creative when we're doing that. And I'm limiting myself to that one ephemera sheet from Red Lead and the bits and bobs of the collection that I have left. So for the front cover, I cut a 4 by 8¼ inch panel of, well, actually I didn't because it was short. So I had to cut another 4-inch little scrap of this pink and join it together, but you really hardly notice it. And when we're done, you won't notice it at all. And then I took this piece of the gold floral and I cut this to 3 7/8 by 6 5/8. And then I took another piece of this stripe and I cut it to 3 7/8, and the height is 4. So we're going to adhere this and join these two papers together. Looks like I need to trim just a little bit more off. Sometimes it's weird, depending on what cutter you're using. You'll either be right on or you'll be a little off, but it doesn't really matter all that much because of how I'm going to finish this out. So I'm going to glue this down, and I'm going inside the area that I would normally do because I'm going to stitch this on my sewing machine. So we're going to put this stripe down here because that looks like a birthday party to me. I like that. Then I went into my stash and I found this Reneabouquets tool, which is just hilarious, and we're going to use it. I created an overlay panel with this scrap of green, and this is 3 3/8 by 6. And then I cut this argyle print to 3 1/4 by 5 3/4 and glued that over. And this is going to go here. Then here's our little birthday girl. She's going to go right here. And then this tool is going to go along the bottom of this panel, and also to go underneath the tool. I have this shimmer satin ribbon. So I think this is going to be really pretty together, and I'm just going to layer these together over the card and then stitch it up on my sewing machine so that this is going to come right about at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these pieces down. And you can see I had to piece the green as well because I'm really being true to not using anything new. But this is not going to look like a card that was made with scraps when we're finished. That is the challenge, isn't it? All right, so there's that piece. And then we want our little girl to go right up here. Here goes our birthday girl. And I did back her with some really heavy craft card stock because this is very, very thin photo paper, and I didn't want it to tear, but that's cute on its face. I just think that's adorable. So now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take my score tape and put this down, and then I'm going to take a little narrow score tape I'll probably go about halfway, and then stitch this up on my sewing machine. Okay, now my sewing machine does not like to sew through anything sticky. So here's how I'm going to do my score tape. I'm just going to go from here to here and then put my ribbon down like this, and I'll wrap the ends around the back. And secure those with score tape. And then my tool, I'm going to bring in a really narrow score tape for that. And again, I'm only going to put my score tape here. I don't want to go over into the area where I'm going to be stitching because my sewing machine needle will break, and that's not what I'm after doing today. All right. I'm liking this already, y'all. It's making me chuckle. That's always a good sign. All right. So let me go stitch this up on my machine, and I'll be back. So here we are. You can see where I've stitched here, I skipped over the ribbon and the tulle. I didn't want those with the stitches. And then I stitched the bottom and it turned out really cute. And then I just put my score tape on the back for both of these and ran them around so you get a nice, neat edge. So we're going to finish this, but first I want to work on the inside. And this is trimmed to 3.5. And the height on this, I believe, is 6 because it's two 3x4 cards that I just trimmed to 3.5. And this is going to go over to the left. Don't go over your fold. Put this down a little bit so we have even margins. There we go. There we go. And then from another one, this time I turned it this way, and this one is also 3.5, and it's 3, and we're going to overlap these. Just like this. And because it's such a busy pattern, you really hardly even pick up on that, right? Okay. So on this little strip, this is 2 inches wide. So I went into my gold and I found, this was a larger piece. It was like this, but I trimmed it to 1 3/4. And I'm going to put this right here. And then again, we're going to paper piece. I'm going to take this piece. Oops. So I'm just making everything fit. All right. And really, you hardly notice that it's joined, but to cover that up, I'm going to take this one of those cute little images from that ephemera sheet. This is a thank you tag from the Hello Lovely ephemera pack. And I don't want it to say thank you. I put some baker's twine around the little notched area. I'm going to slip my cute little birthday girl right here. And then this is one of the buttons from the ephemera sheet. And we're just going to dress this up like this and glue it down right here. And then you don't even notice that this was joined. But it's fun because you're repeating the image from the front cover. And that's a really good design tip. So over here on the left-hand side, I have a 4-inch by 7-inch piece of our banner paper, which is the roses on the back side. So I'm going to glue this down. And yes, it is short, but we're going to fix that. We're going to come in here like this. And then I have a piece of this green that is 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. So what I'm going to do, I bet you already know what I'm going to do because you know me really well. I'm going to make a pocket. So I'm going to score a 1/2 inch on the bottom and a 1/2 inch on each side. Lost my scissors. I'm going to trim out my corners. And I'm just going to fold on these lines. This makes the most beautiful little pocket. And to cover our pocket, I have a 3x4 card, which I just need to trim down to 3 3/4. Before I glue this down, I'm going to take this little piece, this little scrap of our yellow, and put it across the top like a border. It just makes it look a little more finished. See that? It's really nice. Now I'm going to glue this down. All right. Fold this over. And then here's a little yellow button from our ephemera sheet. So we're trying to make use of everything here. And I'm going to put this right on my pocket border. So cute. And then we're going to bring in our card base and we're going to glue this whole thing down. How fun is that? I love that. From scraps, y'all. I mean, don't throw your scraps away. Use your scraps. You can make such beautiful things with scraps. All right, so let me clear some room and I'll be right back. I just wasn't sure my sewing machine would get around that magnet okay. And my sewing machine's getting old. I've probably had it for about 15 years. And it's just a cheap little brother that I picked up on sale over like President's Weekend or something. And I have certainly got my money's worth out of it. It's a great little basic machine. Now I'm going to take these little banner flags. These were part of the ephemera pack. I'm going to put this one down here. And I'm going to overlap this one here. Oops, darn. Oops. All right. Now I'm going to adhere this whole thing to my cardstock. And just to make sure it really holds, I'm going to put a little more adhesive here in the blank spots. I'm going to bring in my cardstock. Press this in place. So to finish this off, I tied a couple of little bows. These are miniature gardenias. They're the cutest doggone things. I got these at really reasonable ribbon. And I'm going to put 2 of them up in this corner because I don't want this to be too heavy. I mean, it's a good magnet and I tested it out through several layers of paper and it did just fine. But you know, we don't want to tempt fate. And then I'm going to turn this and I'm going to put my little bow underneath. Well, that's super sweet. And then I want to do the same thing down in this opposite corner. I had punched out some little circles because I thought maybe I was going to need them underneath, but I think we're okay without those. So in this corner, let's go here. And here. And let's have our bow go this way. That's cute. All right, and then in this corner, I'm going to put this little butterfly flying in like this. And this little butterfly sitting right here. So now we have this. That is so cute. And it's all finished on the back. You don't have any stitching or mess or anything. And this is just a really super cute little magnet. All right, friends, we do have to do a box pocket because otherwise our little magnet won't fit anywhere. So I took this piece of paper that is 1 1/4 inches by 1 3/4 inches, and I scored a 1/2 inch and then went 1/4 inch over from that, and then there's another 1/2 inch flap. And the way we're going to do this is very simple. This is an easy way to make a box pocket. We're just going to do like this and line it up along the edge like that, and then come down here and do the same thing where we line this part up along the edge like that. And then adhesive on our top flap. So your little 1/4 inch spine is in between. Come in with my bone folder. Make sure I'm lined up straight. See? All right, so now this will fit in here. And I tucked a little tiny bit of lace in there. So now this will go right in there, just like that, and we're fine. And then I'll show you what we're going to put in this pocket. I've got this image from our ephemera sheet, and I've put adhesive over this 3x4, which I have trimmed to 3 by 3 3/4. I'm just going to wrap this around to the back and glue it down. Then I have this little scrap of our color vibe. And this is, I keep losing things, guys. It must be time to wrap up because my desk is such a mess. Okay, this is 4 by 6.5. So I'm going to adhere this to the front. So this is 3 by 3 3/4. And if you don't have this ephemera sheet, you know, just use what you do have. I'm going to score this. And fold it. and trim it. That looks good. Isn't that pretty? And then on the inside, on one side, I've got this little 3x4 that I trimmed. This has to be 3 by 3 3/4. And I'm going to take it down to 2 3/4. And then I'm just going to cut a little piece of white cardstock to go on the other side. And this becomes a little note card. And of course, you can tuck a gift card in here as well, which is always handy. And if you do a gift card, take a little scrap of your paper and use it like a belly band so that the gift card can go back behind it. So I'll show you how to do this. I'm just going to use my thumbnail. This is how I craft in real life, people. I'm just going to fold that and make a flap. And fold that, whoops, and make a flap. And now you can tuck a gift card back in there, and then I'll cut a 2 3/4 by 3 3/4 inch piece of white paper to go on that side so that a message can be written. All right, friends, let's finish this up. I've got to go shape my sourdough bread. This is left over from my card kit. The last card kit I did for Button Farm Club. It was the Simple Stories Love Story, and this is one of my paper sentiments that I didn't use. And I'm going to put this on the cover of our little gift card wallet. And on the inside, this was left over from a Minté little Valentine's project that I made. And I glued this onto our belly band for the gift card to go underneath. All right, so I'm going to put this over here. Those things go inside. Right now, we're going to work on the front cover. And I stamped this happy birthday sentiment using the Photoplay Hello Lovely clear acrylic stamps. And I'm going to put glue right here. And I'm going to put glue right here. And this is going to go right down here. And I'm kind of pushing the ends together to get a little dimension on that. And I will come in and I'll add these gems along the top just to bring that sparkle and catch the eye down there. All right. Moving right along. This little banner is cut from a scrap piece of our Photoplay paper, and I just added little bows to the corners with little bitty buttons from Buttons Galore and More. I love their bitty buttons. And this is going to go right here. So now it's starting to look like a party, right? Then I tied a bow with our same shimmer satin ribbon. And this is going to go right here in the corner. Just like that. That is so cute. And then here's one of Renee's little glitter globes. This one has all different color little beads in it. It's precious and it's perfect for this. And to go on top of that, I tied a little baker's twine bow. So I'm going to put glue on my knot. And then I'm going to come in with my baker's twine bow. And it's going to go right here like that. Now we're really starting to look like a birthday party. I love this. Then this is a Reneabouquets butterfly. was going to put this right here. I also have a Reneabouquets cupcake that I want to tuck right in here. And I hit this with some of her fine pearl German glitter glass. Just like that. It's not completely dry yet, but it's mostly dry. And then I think I'm just going to leave that. I'm not sure what I want to do there. But I do know that over here, I've prepared a little bit of flowers, because what girl doesn't want flowers on her birthday? And I've got this beautiful raspberry rose. And then I've got this yellow, so we keep with our pink and yellow theme. Do you hear that? That's my bread telling me it's ready to be shaped. Just like that. Oh my goodness, that's pretty. And then another, I love these colors together. And you know, I use a lot of pastels, but I find I really enjoy, I'm not sure which one I want to use where. Yeah, I think I want to tuck this little sage rose right in here. That is cute, cute, cute. All right. Look what I found in my stash. Is that yellow button just not too perfect? I love it. And this, I think, also is from Buttons Galore and More. They used to sell these little tins of buttons. And look, this butterfly right there. This is a happy card. And you can do less if that, you know, everybody has a different style. I'm kind of a more is more sort of girl rather than a less is more. But this is so sweet. I'm just going to tie a little string bow to go underneath my floral cascade over here, and then this is done. And then everything gets put together. I'll be right back. All right, friends, I've put my ribbon closures on my card. This is the front, this is the back. So I'm just putting, this is just a random piece. This is old. You could put anything on the back here, but I just chose this because the pink kind of goes. And okay, so I broke my rule. I used a piece of paper that was not left over from the collection. But I think I can be forgiven because I've done pretty good up till now. All right, and then this goes down. Oops. Right here. Make sure I'm centered up. And straight. Sometimes I have to close it to really see what I'm doing. All right, there we go. So we've got that cream border. I'm just going to press this into place with my fingers. I might take a little strip of that same pink dot and try to put it on the spine, or I might not worry about it. I don't know if this image from Red Lead is even available anymore, but I will certainly go looking for it. And if it is, I will link to it on my blog. It's one of my favorite birthday images. I've bought, I don't know how many of these ephemera sheets. I just love that little girl's face. She's precious. All right. There's where I tucked my little tag. There's where I put my butterfly. It looks beautiful there. I did take the pearls off. These had pearls in the center. And I put the same rhinestones that are on the card so that everything matched. That's the only thing I did differently with the butterfly. Now let's open this carefully, carefully. And on the inside, we put our little note and gift card holder here, and we put our little magnet in there. And then when this is all set up, we can tie the bow. And this is a mighty cute, mighty, mighty cute little card made with the last, I mean, literally the last. I don't have this is what I have. That's what I have left of the Photoplay Hello Lovely and some Reneabouquets goodies, and then this little vintage image that I had in my stash pretty little Slimline card folio. I hope you enjoyed this, guys. Let me hear from you in the comments. This is our birthday card of the month for February, and it looks like a party. So that's it for me, Kathy Clement, Kathy by Design. I'm going to go shape my sourdough bread, and then I'm going to clean up and get my craft on some more. Thanks for joining me. Bye.